Promotions, they're not that important, are they? Hi everyone, welcome back to another Scotty Karate video. Today we're going to be going over promotions and maybe why you're not getting them. That on today's episode of the coveted next belt. Why are you so focused on it?
Hey, what kind of belt do you have?
Canvas. You like? JC Penney 398.
Well, it means something to everyone. Getting that next rank, getting that next promotion, getting that next, goal achieved. But some are stagnant, right? You've been in your rank for a while. You are there longer than others, maybe. Maybe, everyone else is in that rank, say 6 months to a year, and you're there for longer. And you're like, I don't understand. I'm coming, I'm doing. Why am I not being promoted? Well, there's a few reasons, and that's what we're going over today. First one we're going to go over is probably an obvious one, but has to be said. Maybe you're not ready for the new rank. I know, it's a little harsh, but the reality is a lot of people, they come to the dojo, they go through the material, they go through the work of it, and then they're like, well, it's time to get promoted. It's not, though. So different schools have different criteria, but most schools have a skill base they want you to hit. They want, certain things you have to know, and you have to know them well. There's certain abilities you need before they'll move you on. And it could just be time. A lot of schools have a time regimen too, so you come in, you might be skilled enough to be moving on, but you haven't put in the time yet, and they don't want to just promote someone from 0 to a black belt in 6 months, so they make you stay for a while and get invested in a dojo. But the reality is you might not be skilled enough yet. Now, this is an easy fix. Train! Makes sense, right? But how do you know that's what you need to do? Maybe it's not this. Maybe it's something else that's the issue. How do you know? Ask. I know, it's scary. But when you ask, they'll tell you. Most places don't keep these things a secret. They'll just straight up say, okay, hey, I think you're doing good in X, Y, Z, but man, your sidekick is rough. We need to work on that. And I can't promote you, or I can't, suggest you get a test until then. Those are easy fixes. Like, oh, my sidekick's the issue. Ha-ha. Now I know what I need to focus on. And then you work on your sidekick. Simple. But there's a reason that might be it. Second on our list is simply they don't realize you're ready to test. Now, this can happen in many different ways. Maybe you go to a school that has more than one instructor. And if that's the case, maybe the other instructors haven't thought about putting in a recommendation saying, hey, this guy's working out, he's got his stuff, he's good to move on. Maybe they think somebody else has already done it. There's lots of reasons. But the reality is you need to find out. So yet again, opening your mouth and just straight up asking, hey, sensei, I've been here for X time in this rank. I'm just wanting to know what I should be expecting, what I need to work on. I go back to, you need to be humble about this, not come in there and go, hey, what about getting promoted? I deserve it. Nobody's going to promote that guy. That's just not how it works. But if you come in and you honestly say, okay, is there anything I need to work on? Is there anything that you're looking from me to do or be able to do or know before, I'd be eligible to move on? All these things are important, but you have to ask. And it might be as simple as you're ready. They just hadn't thought about it. Or maybe the teachers that you're working with closest don't know that you haven't already been recommended to test. There's lots of different reasons. But the reality is no matter what, you need to ask. Last one I'm going to go over today. Now, there's lots more to go over, but this is another one. And it's a oddball one, and that's why I wanted to go over it. It depends on your school, what's going on, but sometimes martial artists take some time off. So if you're going to the dojo, say, 3 days a week, every week, and you're just cranking it out, but then you get a new job. You have, a death in the family. You have some kind of event that happens that changes that to where you can't come as often or at all. right? I mean, it's happened to me where I've had a new job and that job interfered. I couldn't make it to class on time. And that cut many years out of my training where I wasn't coming as often as I should. Well, if you're not coming as often, or if you're not showing up at all because you can't, and you come back and you're like, yeah, but I've been in this rank for 3 years. Well, yeah, but in the dojo time training, you haven't had 3 years. Does that make sense? So you have to understand that if those are situations that you're in, they're not going to promote you. They might have sympathy for you. They might not have any issues with you coming back because, I mean, this happens to everybody. But they won't go, oh, well, you've been, a green belt for 3 years. You're obviously ready to be a brown belt or whatever. No, that's not how that works. They might go, hey, your next rank is X, but I need to see these things first because it's been a long time since you've been to dojo consistently. Things to look at, things to think about. Make sure that you understand your situation. And, yet again, ask. The only thing they can do is say, I don't know. I mean, that's the worst you can hear. That's great. But the reality is, no matter what the situation is, almost every single time, the best policy is just go, hey, sensei, I have a question. Here's my concern. I'm thinking, I've been in this rank for X while. I want to move up. What do I need to do? What's happening? Most times, if it's a decent school and they're a decent instructor, they'll give you some insight. Even if they don't straight up say, okay, I want to see X, Y, Z, they're going to give you something to work on. Say, well, let me tell you what. Go home, work on this form. I want it as crisp as possible. I want this to be, your next tournament kata. And when that happens, we'll talk further about your next rank. There's always something. Be on leery and make sure to ask. Can't hurt to ask. What are you going to do? Know more? Simple video today, just wanting to go over these simple issues that you might be running into that you might not it might not be coming out, right? You might not quite understand what's happening. But hopefully these helped and at least give you the idea that you can speak to your instructor if you are wanting to move up and they're not moving you up as fast as you think you should, or maybe other people in the dojo are moving up. Always ask. It's always a good policy. If you like the video, please like, comment, subscribe. And don't forget to hit that notification bell in the corner so you know my videos are posted each week. And as always, the more you train, easier to fight.